between all the runners.
Talk of my seat. I mean, no one would have thought that Frabel will have dropped out of silver position, and she's dropped medal hope now, in my opinion, absolutely gone. I mean,
what do you think causes that? Is it just a lack of concentration at the top? Is it? I mean, what can actually make you do that right at the start?
Oh, I mean, absolutely, a little bit of extra tension. Your arms are probably shaking with nerves. You know, you can't hide that you into the wall, and then there's no coming back. And the surprise was then Elena Botta, the Latvian. She looked like she played it safe. Really well done to her to have crept on up. And I think with the Italian, Hofner, she's in 4th place. We've got the American Ashley Farhanson. She's in 3rd. So I still think we've got a little bit of wiggle room for the 3rd, 4th, 5th place. It's definitely, you know, not completely written in stone.
But let's talk about Talbot's, though, because she has led from the front. Although she might not set another track record, she has.
It's at exactly the right places to be able to get the speed down, and you want to make almost the straights longer. So you want to come off the perfect height and have, if you were to draw it with a line, the longest straights, whilst having the smooth entrances and exits. And look, she gets into position down off of that start ramp, and into that perfect position straight away. Look how low her head is, risking the fact of not seeing, just like we saw Botta, the Italian, Hofner, the Italian do. You're risking the fact that you actually really can't see. You're going off your feeling, you're going off peripheral vision, and having the guts to not lift up and not look down. And not having any error. The Olympic champion has to.
Theological feat, isn't it, to really navigate your way down the ice in that one, isn't it? Wow. Well, we're going to have curling after the break, would you believe it? Yeah, USA and Sweden going for that, and that one's coming up very shortly. But Amy, we just have to look back on Bruce and Jennifer in the mixed doubles, the bronze medal match. I mean, it's gut-wrenching to miss out yet again in the bronze medal match. Come through flying in those round-robin rounds. They were right at the top of the leaderboard. They'd secured their place in the semi-finals before anybody else. Momentum is a huge thing in sport, isn't it? And once it turns, because they won 7 games in a row, once that turned and they lost their last 3, I mean, it feels invincible, and teams knew that they could get at them.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. They've played together. They know each other's tactics. They know each other's feelings. But, you know, 4th is still incredible. I still think we can't sort of dampen it yet. 4th is still, you know, amazing. And they lost 2 world champions, you know, the Italians. Proud, in my opinion. Yes. And so far, you know, I really, truly believe all the girls, all our whole team could be.
Hen to some of them.
I feel like that.
I'd like
to do that.
Let's go with that one.
Or the hen.
Or fine. Either one. Either way, you're the protector, which we love.
Room if you do not have the perfect line coming on down. So I think to win this, you absolutely have to nail your start, come straight down the middle, perfect corners for them 3, 4, and then you can't really make it up in those bottom corners because it's slightly uphill, which you don't quite see through the TV. We do have that uphill speed, so they just have to literally head back, tuck down, and be so aerodynamic. So I'm not going to say that the Italian Hoffer in 3rd place can't go to 1st or 2nd. Maybe this is where the home advantage will just come through. But then I think the 2 Germans, Frabel and Talbot, would have to make some kind of little mistake.
And interestingly, because Max Langerhans won the men's event, and you talk about the family atmosphere amongst all the skeleton teams, or the ones that are there right now, you feel as though that in itself will just give the girls a lift.
Oh, a massive lift. You know, the teams, you all share that love, don't you? And you go back behind the scenes and you see medals. You know, you can touch different for the women, and the G-forces hitting them slightly differently in the different corners. They will and we know that the luge athlete 11th at the top and coming down in 3rd. Yes, the ice does seem to be absolutely. We've heard from our commentating team that it's actually holding up very well, but the home advantage of they know that track. Every inch of the track you're learning, you're visualising, you can shut your eyes and go through any track.
Home advantage. I've got Yerne and Amy in the studio with me. I know we're not all curling experts, even though we might think we are. It's so heartbreaking for Team GB, isn't it? Amy, being a member of Team GB, you know how much the expectation is and you know how much the desire is to keep winning those medals. And I mean, Bruce and Jennifer, they came through, they won shift. It was really hard to recover that.
Yeah, they've done incredible. And, you know, without actually physically speaking to them, what was in their mindset today at the start, I don't know. Did it just not quite go to plan? Better. You know, they really performed.
They really did, and they are the reigning champions. We've got to remember that. So whilst the Team GB perspective, and it's interesting speaking to you, Yene, because we obviously come from a different, view it through a different lens. I mean, the Team GB perspective as well. Bruce and Jennifer, so experienced. Jennifer with the gold medal in the team event last time out. Though they are up against the reigning champions who are on home turf. So when you take out the Team GB emotion and you look at it from the lens of the Italians, of course they're going to be the favourites.
You're absolutely...
We're just, yeah, no, I know you said off camera something for fourth place because it's you know, we hope it's not a pattern, but it's just another difficult moment to take, and you can see they're so gutted.
Yeah, I mean, go back to their camp, have a cry maybe, and let those emotions come out and process it all. What it wasn't to be, and they have got another chance in the teams. So let's stay positive for that.
Yeah. In the men's team event from tomorrow, Jennifer with the women's team event as well, and you know, I mean, everyone's looking at the men's team as well as a medal prospect. I feel like I don't want to do that too much, but there's not much time to pick yourself up, and that is something that, you know, as a professional athlete, your emotions and turning them around in record time, because you can't wallow in it.
Well, okay, yes, it will be hard to rebound from this one, but at least they have something to rebound back to.
Yeah, very, very important. Okay, plenty still coming up. Turning our attention back to the Olympic Games, and we had the men's freestyle skiing slopestyle final, which saw yet another medal on the board for Norway's Birk Ruud. And Amy Fuller and James Woods have been on hand to dissect all the action for us. So plenty for you to get your teeth into in terms of the football. In terms of the Winter Olympics, I've got Amy and Yene alongside me. And Yene, we're going to talk about ski jumping now, which is your love, of course. Let's talk about the women's normal hill event. That was on Saturday.
Yes.
Nika Previtz, I think a lot of people thought she would get how the event panned out in your eyes.
Ahead of everybody else. But the Olympics here are the Olympics. And pressure is there, and things is... For her first ever Olympics and first ever race, it's an amazing result. But she's such a perfection.
Upsetting, isn't it? When, as you say, when the pressure is on and you believe that that's where you should be. Norway, though, took gold, and it was a deserved victory, wasn't it?
A completely different story. Anna Odine Ström was sick, took over, but she was always close to the podium. I think these three girls on the podium is the thing we want.
Can't it? And it's interesting because the same happened for the men's, I think. Philippe Raymond of Germany was who took silver and bronze.
Yeah, yesterday was really
well, we might be able to see some of it now. Tell us who you want to talk about. Yeah.
And also Gregor Deschwanden in third, together with Rin Nikaido from Japan. And there is young Casper Owen.
Just coming into your first Olympics, still 19 years old, anything can happen. You just go in and enjoy it, don't you?
You probably don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And what's coming later.
Yeah.
Like watching it, the gradient of the hill, is that really, you know, can that then have an effect maybe on each athlete?
Basically, the most important is the gradient on the top and throughout the radius and into the table.
Okay.
Because if you get the right feelings there, then you can really push at the end of the table into the right direction. So it looks like the athletes are coming out of the woods on a really flat hill. So the pressure in the radius when you come into the table. But some...
So the mixed team event is today. So how does that work? I believe there's a trial round, then round, and then you have the final. Is that right?
Basically, we have the trial and everybody goes to the first. I think, yeah, you're right. It's going to be an interesting one again, because I do believe it's really hard to put a favorite out there. It's Japan.
Slovenia, your beloved siblings.
Thank you.
So, yeah, of course. Siblings taking part together.
You can kind of combine the spirit together, of course, also with Nika Vodan and Angela Nik.
Lists from the male and female disciplines going into the team, Philippe Raymond and Anna Odine Ström, and that in itself will just give the whole team a boost as well.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because they have won already something. So, of course, when you get a medal...
It's all about marginal gains and, as you say, those little margins that make such a difference. No room for error at all. But this is, of course, the Olympics, so you've got to put on the perfect show every single time. It is such an exciting sport. You can watch the mixed team event later today at 4:25 p.m. on TNT Sports 6. But stay
World Cups, and Marcus won the other two. So you can see them even on that video. You know, there's smiles all around. It's their second Olympics for both of 4 years ago, and they have the whole entire season and put down the results and bring home.
Are staying together. I don't know this happens on, in a Team GB camp, but they are, rivals as well as being best friends. So how does one get the competitive advantage over the other?
It is unique, but all of the skeleton team at the moment and the sliders are really training. You might be split into two groups and you will want to sit really magical. And I think that is quite honestly why we're doing so well in British skeleton right now at the moment.
Talking about the lines,
Knife, and the other half is like the thickness of your thumb, is smooth. Now you set yourself a bow. That bow means that actually when your weight is on top of the sled, only about until steers pushing down onto your shoulders, moving your head a little bit. You might see a leg come out, tap with a toe, like we've the runner into the ice, and therefore changing the direction of the sled whilst it's in the corner and getting your perfect line and angle coming out.
Interesting, thank you for that.
That is really
that's a
fascinating.
very quick snapshot.
No, that's really fascinating. And of course, every course will be slightly different.
Yes.
So if the more you've been down it, for example, that's where you get home advantage. Been down this over and over again, whereas all the other nations don't know that course so well.
We had one World Cup, all the timesheets and getting all the inside knowledge. And yes, our guys. But yeah, home advantage is massive. This is a brand new track. Shall I say, minus the Italians have had even, sort of runs down.
Yeah.
And it is very exciting. There's a mile of ice.
Wow. When you put it like that, that tells you everything, doesn't it? Well, we have been talking about the Team GB's men, haven't we? Matt and Marcus, and they have definitely dominated that World Cup season coming into the Olympics. But we do also have great hopes for Tabitha Stocker to continue the trend of GB success in the women's event. And actually, Laura Robson had a chance to catch up with her earlier this week. Lovely to hear from Tabitha. She's got such a bubbly personality and clearly so excited to compete in these games. She's done pretty well in training. We don't have to say it quietly. Go on.
Yeah,
tell us how she's looking.
All process, it is every one of their first Olympics. So how incredible. Amelia Coltman and Freya Tarbit win and beat everyone else on the field. So they've all got very strong starts, particularly Tabby. Tabby has got very, very strong starts. Today has. Then you need to then be able to keep in. Corner 2 and 4 are still tricky for skeleton as well. So if they can absolutely...
Like a hill.
Yeah, when you can't see the other side, you can't think of the word. Anyway, that is... No, crest, when you can't see over the other side. And then basically the big G-force come through. When they first started, I would meet with them and have meetings. Actually, I had my little...
They must really look up to you for everything that you've done in it. So what were they like around you? What did they ask you? What did they want to know particularly?
Yeah, it was me just giving it, the boys were just saying then, or how to that you need to bring your sewing kit because you need to turn that inside out. So, and then ultimately you have to wear this bib number on top that's too big for you. So just say that they were all happy. So yeah, I feel it's just amazing to see all